All right, guys, back with another custom Imaginext video. Today I'm going to be focusing on Civilian Rocky, just one figure in this video, because like I said in the Civilian Cat video, sometimes these Civilian Rangers, they take considerable amount of work, and I don't want to make the videos too long. These videos seem pretty popular, so I apologize to anybody who doesn't enjoy these. I've been kind of oversaturating them lately. I swear I'll be getting to some other videos. I just had the materials, split them up, got kind of a backlog, and been super busy lately. Got back from Pensacon. While we were gone, my grandparents who was watching my kids, they lost one of our cats. So she got out of the house. We've been spending the last week looking for her. We found her safe and sound. But that's just what I've been going through, and that's my excuse for my lack of, diverse videos or any new videos, actually. But, all right. Today we got Rocky. So I picked up this figure off eBay. I got it in a lot with a Jason and a Tommy, so I'll be using those for probably another custom, maybe even going to sell some Helmetless Rangers because I got a bunch of people asking me. I got two ideas for Rocky. One idea is this guy right here. I know what you're thinking, Josh, that's a yellow shirt. Well, from what I hear about people who have a lot more experience dyeing plastics than me, is you can usually dye things if they're darker. Like you can dye white, yellow, and it also depends on the color you're trying to dye. So for Rocky, of course, I'm trying to dye him red. I've got Rit Dye More Synthetic Racing Red. I'm going to try to dye this guy. It's a yellow shirt, so it's kind of in the same color wheel as red, so I'm hoping that the red dye will just, kind of help out. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to boil this figure. I'm going to pop the head, pop the hands. I'm probably going to keep them long sleeve, so I'm going to leave the arms on. I'm going to probably scrape away or use some rubbing alcohol or nail polish remover to get rid of that white ring on his wrist. I'm going to take a razor knife and I'm going to cut him at his waist. So I have no risk at dyeing his pants. And I'm just going to glue them back on as soon as it's done. All right, if that doesn't work, and if this dye doesn't come out good as far as the yellow, then my other idea is to just take a hot dog man. This is the botched hot dog man that I've been using, or that I botched when I was originally doing the very first Jason. I ended up doing Billy in that video, pretty funny. But what I'm going to do, if that doesn't work, is I'm going to scrape off this Imaginext logo. I'm going to cut him at the waist. I'm going to try to pull this head stump out best I can. I'm going to cut his arms off at the, at the elbow, and then I'm just going to dye this entire thing. I don't know how much more red the red can get, but this could get a little bit more red. And then I'm going to probably glue these pants on. So those are my two choices. I'd like for them to be like this because it'd be a little different. Wish me luck. Well, actually, first thing first, remove the head. All right. Like I said, some of these Xenomorphers are a little problem. He's not. Spun him right around. That's step one. Broke the peg. All right, there's Rocky. I got a little piece of white off there. There's Rocky's head right there. Boom. There. Add him to the stack. All right, guys. Wish me luck. Next step, boiling the figure and getting it prepped for dye. All right, guys, quick update. I boiled the figure, popped the hands, popped the head. They came out pretty easy. I took a knife and I scratched the white ring on the wrists off. I was going to cut the figure in half by the waist, but at the waist. But I noticed that it's just paint right there. There's no, defining, thing to cut on. See, 'cause you can tell right there where the paint line is. I just don't see myself cutting it straight enough to be able to put back together. I think there's going to be either blue on one side, white, yellow on another. It's not like the female figures where there was a definitive belt to kind of guide your path. So, yeah. Not going to do that. What I'm going to try just offhand is just dipping this figure, just the torso in, and trying my best to keep the dye off the pants. Just going to try to do the best I can. It didn't take long to dye Cat, and I'm just trying to get it some shade of red off this yellow. So hopefully it won't take that long. Worst case scenario, I just drop this whole figure in there and dye till the torso dyes the color, and then I try to cut it off the best I can, and then try to find some other figure that I can't feel like I can cut off at that seam. You know, I mean, maybe a figure with a belt might make the stretch the video across a few days. I may have to order something else, but you know, I'm testing it as I go. So next step is going to be to just boil this figure in some, or boil some Rip Dye More, what is it? Racing Red synthetic fiber dye, and then just carefully just like dip them in. All right, wish me luck, guys. All right, guys, just got done with boiling the figure with some dye. Turns out there was no way to keep the pants from touching the dye by dipping it in, especially since for it to really adhere to the plastic, it needs to be boiling. So I just went ahead and took my risk of just, you know, tossing the whole figure in, and I think it came out absolutely great. Look at that, man. Byproduct of the dye turned the blue pants pretty much black. The shoes are black. That's the closest match on sleeve and torso I've ever gotten. So I was really happy with that. I think it looks absolutely great. Look at that. So that's going to be Rocky right there. I keep on thinking I might want to make the him short sleeve by taking like this figure right here and cutting it off. Because it just, I don't know, those arms are so much longer, aren't they? Look at that. Isn't that crazy? If we line that up right there, it looks like, nah, they're kind of the same, right? Anywho, the easiest way, of course, would just be to pop this in there, but if you look real closely where the white or scratched off, it looks kind of rough. But even still, man, looks great. Look at that. All right, next step, I guess, is going to be to pop this head back in, because I'm going to be using this head, even though, I don't know, man, that doesn't look right, does it? So I will see if I have another head, but either way, step one's going to be to pop the head and hands in there, and then the next step's going to be to cut the head and adhere this one there. So, all right, guys, see you in a bit. Back with another quick update. Went ahead and found another figure that had slightly better skin tone. It was, I don't even know where he came from. I got him in a lot, but it was this guy. Funny thing, while I was boiling and started pulling the head off, the pants, the legs just like literally just popped out of the little seam, and it didn't even break it too much, if you can see that. It was absolutely crazy, but yeah, that was the head and the hands that you see on here. Boiled them off, popped them on. They're a lot better shade than the other one for Rocky. See, this is a very dark, God, I'm sorry, lighting. It's very dark skin tone. This will look a lot better. So now the next and the final step will be cutting the head off the neck, using the Lego block technique, and gluing the Rocky head on. Next video, you should see him done. All right, guys. All right, guys, last update for Civilian Rocky, because as you can see, he is done. I think he came out very great. I was a little worried about having to boil the whole figure. I'm kind of glad I did. That's the most even, closest match from a torso to the arms that I've gotten, period. So here he is now with everyone else. It's awesome. Getting a little hard to get all the figures I have in one of these tight shots, as you can see, you know, pushing a little space there. So let's see, what do we got next? We're done with all the Helmetless Rangers of the original squad. We're done with all the Civilian Rangers of the original squad. Now going on to the Replacement Rangers. I feel like White Tommy counts as, you know, the Replacement Ranger, so we got him. We got Rocky in civilian clothes. We got Adam in civilian clothes. We got Catherine in civilian clothes. So all we're missing is Aisha in civilian clothes. And I think that will cap out all of the Rangers and Replacement Rangers in civilian clothes, leaving the last one to do will be a Billy. That's right, you know, since I'm going to have these kind of like a tiered display, there'll be no one behind Billy, because as y'all know, Billy never passed his power on to anyone, and you know, there was no replacement Ranger for the Blue Power Ranger, so I didn't know who to put in there. So I'm going to be doing a Billy, and I'm going to try to shave the glasses off his 90s head morph and give him kind of a less conservative, you know, civilian clothes, because, you know, he kind of, you know, dressed a little better, you know, in the other seasons. They made him real kind of geeky, almost nerdy in the first thing. It kind of lacks that up. But yeah, very happy with how this guy came out. More and more I look at him, though, I keep seeing Star Trek, but, you know, whatever. I'm happy with it. Be on the lookout for the next video, where I should be doing a, hopefully, yeah, the next video is probably going to be glasses, you know, Billy version 2. I can't do an Aisha figure because, quite frankly, I don't have another Aisha flip morpher. I'm having the hardest time finding one in my price range. I can't, you know, pay an arm and leg for one when I'm just going to twist her head off. So yeah, other than that, I've got some other little silly fun things within the Power Ranger universe, kind of like, you know, I call her Kimberly Replusa. A few other little funny homages to a few episodes I think maybe I can pull off. That's about it. Further down the line, I could do, you know, theoretically, I could do any Power Ranger that they made a flip morpher for that I could easily pop it off. I know they did it for Turbo. I know they did it for Zeo. I don't know when they stopped, but yeah, so I guess that's it. See you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, throw me a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. Stuff like that just lets me know what to focus on. And since these are so popular, it's kind of been why I've been doing them all. All right, see you guys next time.